Assalamu alaikum. This is Wyatt with Wives of Jannah. There is one thing that keeps popping up a lot in my relationship coaching, and that is the following idea. If you are constantly focused on what you are not getting in your relationship, and you're not thinking consistently about what it is you can or should be giving in your relationship, you're going to be hitting a wall. A lot of people are hurting because they keep thinking about all the things that their spouse is not doing, is not giving them, the needs that they're not fulfilling. But there are two things happening. First, like I said, is they're not thinking about, hey, am I meeting my spouse's needs? Am I taking care of the things that are important to them? Do I even know what's important to my spouse? But the other side of that is also they're completely ignoring the things that their spouse is doing on a consistent basis. They're giving them love, but maybe just in a different way. They're taking care of some of their needs, but they're not thinking about those things because they've started to take them for granted. So these are two things to think about. These are two really deep questions that can kind of help you turn your relationship around and put you in a place where you're being more productive. And that is, number one, what are the things your spouse is doing for you that you've even forgotten about, things that he does on a consistent basis that you don't even have to think about anymore because he does them for you all the time. He does them to take care of you. He does them to take care of your family. He remembers something specific that matters to you, maybe a pet peeve of yours. Look for the things that you don't have to ask for anymore, that you've even forgotten to thank him for because they become automated. Because those are places where you're going to see that you matter, that that he's thinking about your needs and he's actually taking them seriously. And the other question is, what is it that I can do for my spouse? If you were to think about their top 3 needs and the things that are most important to them, are you meeting those needs? Are you making a lot of effort? Are you putting your best foot forward? One of the traps that we get stuck in is where we think, hey, I'm not going to do anything until my spouse does something. And when you have 2 people doing that, you can imagine what kind of gridlock they have between them. So where I come about as a coach, whether I'm working with one person, I'm working with both people, is I say, you've got to be the person that creates the energy. You've got to be the person that brings back the flow. Somebody's got to be that person that takes the higher road and says, I'm going to put my best foot forward this week. I'm going to take care of my spouse. I'm going to fill them up. I'm going to do everything that I can, fi sabilillah, and I'm going to be the person that generates positive energy between us. If you're not willing to do that, or if your spouse isn't willing to do that, then nobody can help you because that gridlock is something you built on your own. So think about these 2 things. What are the things your spouse is already doing for you? What are some of the things that you, could be doing for your spouse? And then shift the focus away from things you're not getting for a little while. And then after you're focused on meeting their needs and you're focused on the things they are doing, then you're in a better place to come back and go, okay, there are some things that aren't happening in my marriage. There are some of my needs that aren't being met at all, and they're really, really important to me. Now you're in a better position to actually ask for those things and discuss those things because you've warmed up your relationship. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Wyatt with Wives of Jannah. Assalamu alaikum.